Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be budgeting out the second paycheck of April, which also goes to our sinking funds. So without any further ado, let me shrink myself down to the corner and we will get to it. Okay, so we have $1,311 again to work with. Basically, my husband, his paycheck is basically the same every 2 weeks, unless he has an unpaid day for some reason, but for the most part it's the same. So I know in our last video we were also budgeting $1,311, and in this video we're going to also budget $1,311. This is not his whole paycheck. A portion of his paycheck gets, I just automatically put it towards our savings goals, which at this point in time I'm not sure like if I'm going to share those or how I'm going to share those. So for now, that's just where the additional money goes. And so we are going to jump into budgeting this $1,311. So for starters, we're going to budget out our gas for the month. And so $240 of gas. Whoops, that didn't go. There we go. $240 goes towards my husband's gas for the month. $235 goes towards my gas for the month. We also put, whoops, not that. Sorry about that. We also put $226 towards savings sweep for the month. Then we put $25 towards Christmas for other people, not our own household. Then just also as a side note, my husband does get a reimbursement check for his cell and for gas, for his certain amount of gas for his car. That paycheck, that like reimbursement check, we just put towards Christmas for our own family. So I don't have that listed here as a page. It's just one check. Maybe I'll incorporate it into one of our weekly paychecks, and so you can see that getting budgeted. But anyway, so you won't see Christmas for our own family on here at this point in time, but maybe, like I said, I will incorporate that check into one of the 2 weekly paycheck videos going forward. But anyways, we budget $50 for the month for tithe. We budget $10 for the month for oil change for my husband's car, $10 a month for oil change for my car, $5 a month for my husband's motorcycle oil change. For tires, we budget $30 a month for my husband's car, and $35 a month for my car, tires for my car. For our car registration, we budget $7 a month. For our car inspection, we budget $3 a month. And also for my husband's car, it's $7 a month and $3 a month for both car registration and car inspection. We budget $1 a month for my husband's motorcycle inspection. We budget $5 a month for his motorcycle registration. We budget $17 a month for car repairs for each of our vehicles. And then for office supplies, we budget $25 a month. As you can see, it was negative because I had to buy printer ink. We have a pool, so we budget $10 a month for pool maintenance and $10 a month for yard maintenance and $20 a month for house maintenance. For our vacations, we budget $100 a month And for birthdays for our own family, we budget $30 a month. And for birthdays for friends and family, we budget out $35 a month. For rabies shots for our dogs, we're not going to put anything in because they have an annual rabies clinic. They have it a couple times a year, and it's a voluntary donation of $5 to have your dog get your rabies shot. We do have 2 dogs, but our oldest dog had a really bad reaction last time we took her for a rabies shot, and she's really old, and neither one of them really leave the house, honestly. So we just decided we're not going to continue getting her rabies shots. Like I said, she's like 12 and she had a bad reaction last time. So it's just our younger dog, and she is not due until 2026, I believe. So we don't really need to add anything because, like I said, it's just $5 donation when we take her. So there's that. We're going to budget $10 for dog food. I'm always over on dog food budget, so that'll be an over budget category probably. $8 for Heart Guard, and we did buy Heart Guard for my eldest dog this month. $5 for Frontline for the dogs. We put $10 away a month for the vet in case we need to go to the vet. We put $7 a month away for prescriptions, and this is also like cold medicines. It's not just scripts. Like if we need Tylenol or something like that, and if we need Tylenol and I know about it and I put it on our grocery shopping list, it goes through as a grocery item. But if we're running into the drugstore specifically because someone is sick and they need, like, cough syrup, cough drops, something like that, we usually will pull it from here as well. So it's not just prescription items. Doctor's copays, we budget $30 for that. Optometrist, we budget $25 for. Motorcycle insurance, we budget $7 for, and we just had to pay that for this month for my husband's motorcycle. We do not budget anything currently for home decor. I'd like to, but we just don't have room right now. Actually, I'm thinking we could probably take some of that track phone money, right? But from the last video, if you're watching the last video, we have quite an accumulation in the track phone line, which now it's just my youngest who is on that because all my other kids are on our actual cell phone plan. And as I'm saying all this, I'm realizing probably why we have so much money on that line. If you watched the last video, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's because that money we were putting more money a month into there when we had more kids who had track phones. And so I just probably left it just switched the amount we were putting in monthly, but left like the balance there. And so that's probably why, now that I'm saying it out loud and thinking about it. But class expenses. So this line item was when we had our kids at one time when they were younger in a private school, and they used to collect at the beginning of the year. I don't know whether it was $20 a kid, I can't remember, but they would collect money at the beginning of the year that would go towards the teachers' gifts for the end of the year and for Christmas. And plus, in the younger grades, the parents would use some of that money. The class parent, whoever it was that collected it, would use that money for towards the class parties, to buy treats and things like that. They're not in that private school anymore. But what I have been doing is I've been kind of just using these almost synonymously, like class expenses and school events or school supplies. So this kind of covers if any one of these go over. I could probably just combine those categories at this point, but maybe in the next video I'll do that. But for now, I'm just going to keep going with it. I know what it's for or what I can use it for, so, and that's really all that matters. The next line item is school events, and we budget $18 a month for that. And the next line item is school supplies, and we budget $10 a month for that. We don't put anything currently towards kenneling our dogs. We usually don't kennel our dogs. Before we had, back when we just had our one dog, um, we had my parents watch our dog, and when we came back, they were like, our dog and their dog just did not get along. So they were like, yeah, we're not going to be able to do this going forward. So basically, what I did was I just created a line item for dog kenneling because I figured we were going to have to kennel our dog when we went away. But turns out that um, where we go on vacation, like my in laws own a vacation home. And so they were like, just bring the dog. So now we bring them and it's not an issue. So I have it here, sitting here just in case. Because not long after that, my grandmother passed away and we traveled for the funeral. Unfortunately, I had a neighbor that was willing to watch the dog. But had I not had that neighbor willing to watch the dog, I would have had to kennel the dogs. So I just leave it here as it's almost like a little emergency one in case something like that would come up or whatever. But I don't add to it. So the next line item that I have is my husband's license. I know this might be a little bit over the top for people because our license renew, I think, once every 8 years. Is it 8 years or 10 years? Something like that. But it kind of was a surprise bill for us at one point in our budget. Like, we just didn't budget for it, and then we got like, oh, our license has to be renewed. And so once that happened, we just added it in as a line item. And so basically, we took the amount and divided it by the years and then divided it again by 12. It's a very small amount, it's $8. But we may, when our licenses renew again, we may opt to get the enhanced one. We'll see. And then that might cost us more. And then we'll be over budget in those. But we'll see when the time comes. And the last category that we have in our budget is $10 for Amazon Prime. And now our money is all budgeted out and looking pretty good. I'm just going to pop over here for a second because it says we still have one overspent category, and I'm just curious what that is at this point because this early in the game. Okay. I was going to say this early in the game we shouldn't have any over budget categories, but so sometimes my husband will pick up things for work and get reimbursed. So this is just a work expense, which makes sense because we haven't gotten the reimbursement for that yet. So yeah, let's go back to this screen. So yeah, this was the second paycheck of the month budgeted out. And like I said, any money that you haven't seen get budgeted, like any of our income, that's basically going to our savings goals. I have to really decide if I want to share my savings goals per se, but like the amounts are kind of on the high side. So I don't know how I feel about showing the actual numbers yet. We'll see. Maybe I will do that in the future. But the remaining amounts goes toward, like, of my husband's paycheck basically gets sent to savings. And also, this is like a little like catch-all that catches any of our overspending, and then anything that's not used in this category will get swept into our savings as well. So that is how we handle our sinking funds for the second paycheck of the week, or second paycheck, I'm sorry, of the month. So if you have any questions or if you want to see more of these videos, tap the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.